I wanted to inform you guys of my solution to my crank no start, which I haven't been able to find this specific problem online yet. So here it is. It will not start if it's been running for about 15 to 20 minutes, unless I put starter fluid right here into the air intake manifold, or unless I let the car sit and cool down for about 15 minutes. Those are the only two ways to get it to start again. And sometimes it'll even just stop when you come to an idle if it's been running for a while. And so I knew that it was fuel related because of it starting with starter fluid. So I started with checking the easy issues. By the way, this is an 05 Pathfinder. I switched out the ECM relay with another relay. Didn't change anything. I even just went ahead and changed out my fuel pump and my fuel filter, which on this vehicle are the same unit, and that didn't change anything. So I went ahead and tested the pressure coming out of here at the fuel rail, and it seemed normal. I didn't have a gauge, but it was squirting out with quite some force, so I knew it wasn't that. So I was looking online, and I really couldn't find much information on what it could be. I tried for a while, and I even took this car to Nissan, to the dealership, to have them look at it, and they just couldn't find the problem. It was throwing a camshaft position sensor code, and so they wanted to replace that, which was going to be over $1,000 for all of the camshaft and crankshaft position sensors, before they even looked into the fuel problem. So obviously that was not okay. I can replace those easily myself, and they weren't much help. But I ended up just taking the upper manifold intake off. I wanted to check the spark plugs, the fuel injectors. One of my spark plugs back here actually had the hole was completely full of oil, and so that makes a difference in the economy of the vehicle and everything. So I just switched out all of the spark plugs on each side, and I went ahead and took the fuel rail off and the lower manifold intake off and changed all the gaskets, and I changed out my injectors. Now I could have tested them, but I was pretty confident at this point that, well, I guess confident in my guess that it was the injectors, and so I just ended up buying new ones and putting them on, and put everything back together, and didn't have my problem anymore. Completely gone. I've driven it for about 45 minutes to an hour straight, and started up fine. Starts up even faster than it did before, and so I've heard it explained that this is because a vapor lock was caused in my fuel rail system, because these vehicles don't have a return line at the other end of the fuel rail, and so if the fuel is not being used in the injectors, it's just sitting there getting hotter, turns to vapor, and the little amount of fuel that can get through the injectors now can't, because it's gotten too hot and become vapor. So that's the going theory. That because it's fuel related, that would make the most sense. And so it was probably just clogged injectors, and when I changed out the injectors, it fixed the problem. And I'm actually getting about 5 to 7 miles per gallon more than I was getting before I worked on this. I also cleaned the throttle body really well. It was very dirty. So let me know if this video helped you out at all in the comments, and put your opinion on what you think the actual problem was, if you don't think it was the injectors. Thanks for watching.